What an astounding place.
It is the village of Eden the Cardinal Mother told you about. The place where natives and priests live together. But I'm curious to see.
All that's left to do is to find Father Justinius.
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse of faith, harmony, and civilization in these wild lands.
Thank you. De Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Father Justinius. Delighted.
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is... If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go... She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were all... You should find her a bit further in the village.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of... They must have wanted to please the demons they worship.
How could they have learned of the tablets?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. They are so naive.
I must leave you.
May the enlightened always...
I never thought I'd seen natives living like this, side by side with the settlers. I doubt that things happened as harmoniously as they'd like us to believe.
It all seems a bit too convenient.
Very nice, eh?
Father,
I'm glad to see...
tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. The islanders called it Vixenagad, which we saw it as a sign. The natives and everything here fit the description of... So, we decided to rebuild our Edenie.
Why share this village?
To replicate and resume the work of our... If he came here and managed to convert by living side by side with...
How well do you get along with the...
Very well, of course. Especially since...
Left?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Some of their legends must have been about sin.
And how well have neighboring villages...
With some reluctance, to be perfect. There are still frequent conflicts with... But the other villages, the more peaceful ones...
There is something strange.
It often takes time for the people of the... I am sure you will...
I must leave you.
May the enlightened...
Yori, I have never seen a Renaikse on Olmanawi.
I am busy. If you have questions, go see Sister Eugenia. She's our supervisor.
Do you have any ideas about who stole the tablets?
Some of the village savages helped us during the search. Perhaps they are behind all of this. There was a particular woman who seemed to want us to be there. I don't remember her name, though.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked... Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot...
I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that...
Indeed. It is...
Whom do you suspect to be...
Alas. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit, or it could have been vengeance by those...
Where were the tablets?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. But first, we wanted to examine them in order... You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to.
I imagine someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. If I remember correctly...
Well, thank you for the...
I am the one who should be thanking you.
Thank you. Can I ask...
Of course.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village had been developed. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its...
Yes. I was sent here, and then I stayed.
What was the reaction?
Most of them were not in favor. They were afraid, and there were even more protests once we started talking. I suppose they thought we would destroy...
Were there any confrontations?
Yes. The warriors of the village, the Inquisition managed to make them run away. We stood our ground. And when Lur,
Thank you. Thank you. Greetings. Desade. I am handling the investigation.
I'm Brother Virgil.
Have you been in Eden for a long
2 months, approximately. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues. We arrived straight from Problemy, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that we must bring them.
You talked about a mission with the natives. What did you mean by that?
I may be under the command of Sister Eugenia. Our mission is to banish pagan cults and convert the island belongs to Saint Matthias, and therefore to Problemy, since the God of Light offered it to our founder.
If your superior's Domitius, I did not expect to find one of its members side by side.
The Order goes everywhere the light...
You have a very unique one. How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information. They were very reluctant to give us any answers. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants the warriors, and the marked. The ones, and it has proved nothing but a blessing. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course. According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft.
Indeed.
What can you tell me about that night?
No, nothing in particular. The night...
Someone had to enter the shack to steal them.
I have no idea.
Do you suspect anyone?
Not really. What?
Well, Sister Eugenie...
Of course. All that matters to us is their value.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. And the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we...
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research. Some inhabitants of the...
Well, thank you.
As you wish. But you won't... There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this... To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only...
I was not expecting it. I will leave you to your work. There is only one.
This Virgil must have fallen asleep on duty, and the thieves must have taken... Unlike the others, he does not...
It's very likely that that's what happened. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during...
Our thieves fled, but you're right.
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by... They must still have allies in the village, family or friends. He will certainly know who is close to the exiles.
I'm happy you came to find me. I should have spoken to you sooner.
Indeed, you should have.
As I said, I'd like...
How do you intend...
As you now know, I knew your mother. But we gradually learned to understand. Based on what I know today, she told me her name, Arelwyn. She even gave me a pendant for you.
She gave me a necklace when I went to say goodbye to her. She said it was a Did my mother tell you the name?
No. But I'm sure the Nauts...
It was such a long time.
The Nauts record everything down to the gentlest breeze. So, do you want...
I still need time to think about it.
I understand.
I'll see you later, Father.
Take care.
Hello. Oi,
Hello. Desade.
there are onol Manawi among the Logead Blau. Oi, what do you want from?
I've heard a lot of things about this village of Eden.
I'm...
Tell me about the arrival of...
The priests were roaming around the village. They were asking questions. One morning, they were building house.
The priests told me that they had managed to...
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive.
One of the theologians told me...
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthäus, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, but since they violently interrogated everyone,
What happened to your warriors?
they did not accept the presence of the... They even asked Deirdre. So, the priests only asked for peace, and...
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course. And
Your opportunity...
for the Renaigse to understand who... But men...
I think I know who stole...
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance. They must have taken the tablets with the help...
You may be right.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have...
I do not think they will hurt us.
I understand why you are no longer the chief, if you do not even know what the inhabitants...
You're right.
I understand why you... If you do not even know...
You're right.
Since you do not want to talk, I will have to tell the Inquisitors will make you
I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindwal. She held...
If she's helping the priests...
Her son is one of the warriors who... If you go talk to her, please.
I have no intention of hurting her, but... I have to go.
Like...
I knew that the story would be more complex than we'd been told.
It was predictable. These priests feed off myths all day long. They are completely disconnected from reality. Even though it seems to me that some of them have a far more factual and political outlook on things.
Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur. Greetings.
Bertia Tumad. Yes.
What can you tell me about Le?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, but I think the mind shakers. He almost speaks...
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal...
No.
There's no point in denying it. I know you...
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets.
The only means of alleviating the situation with Problemy is to give the priests their So, if you don't want your son to suffer their wrath...
Bran and the rest of the exiles. If you want to take the tablets away from them without being seen, and please, do...
Desade, I would like to go to Kurganau. a place of rich, but they call it a dangerous place.
Sorry.
I understand. Anything else?
Do you often hold strangers at gun?
Only when I'm being tracked. What?
Your journal was surprisingly thorough. How could one not want to find...
It could have fallen into the hands of a boorish idiot. I'm glad it was you who found it. Anything else?
I must leave you.
Protect me in this battle! May the enlightened protect... May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
Watch out! Grenade!
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated. The exiles must be near.
These people have been banished already. There's no need to add death to their list of punishment.
Duet! What are you doing here?
I'm not here to fight you, but I...
What? How do you know we have— We will not give them back!
I know that you are seeking vengeance, but your mother helped you. And once they find out...
They will not suspect her. And even if they found out, they...
Perhaps I could do something for you in...
You are a...
I am also an Onol Manawi. So...
We want to join the Sengeden Anadas. Deirdre's. But she only accepts warriors. Give us a family and a home.
Very well. I hope that we manage to convince Deirdre.
So?
I haven't had the...
You are from the continent, are you not?
Delighted to see you again, Sister Afi.
Father Petrus.
Merely a courtesy.
How might I help you?
How has your mission fared?
Not very well, I'm afraid. Their chief and their priest, their behavior can be quite odd. But as soon as I come close, they chase me. There is a heavy veil of evil. Perhaps you should talk to them. They may speak to you. Anything else?
Have you been here for a long time?
Since the beginning of my although it feels like months. I'm not particularly fond.
I see.
Anything else?
That will be all.
Ber Tirtumad on Olmenawi. Is it you who helped my warriors discover what the...
Indeed.
Then I thank you. It's probably because you are an on... What do you see?
I come on behalf of the exiles of Vigsonegad,
Some already have done.
but not all of them are warriors.
We're about to go to war. Those who...
I implore you to reconsider, Deirdre. Though they may not all be fighters,
Very well. You can tell the exiles to do anything more.
can you tell me something?
We believe that we are part of an everything. And that our strength is drawn from that which we protect, and that which surrounds us.
What can you
My people are proud. Many of them fear us, even on... But when we are not, and we are happy, guard anything more.
I need to be going.
Quawalems.
I'm glad I managed to convince her. Now we'll be able to retrieve the tablets, and the exiles will have a clan once more.
So?
She accepted to welcome...
I did not think that you...
Thank you.
Ad Loredar. And you were right.
What are you doing here?
I was worried for my son.
Yes, everything is fine.
Really? What about the...
I managed to convince her to...
I thank you for helping them.
May the enlightened Protect me in this battle!
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely.
I am curious to know who is responsible for this theft.
I do not want to point the finger at anyone. You have your relics back, and that's the only thing that matters.
Your indulgence honors you, but how can we be...
A good start would be to keep a better watch on.
In any case, you would do well. You should also pay more attention to those who share this. This theft would never have happened had you truly...
But that is precisely what we desire more than any. We'll make sure to improve things in the future. I would be most grateful if you...
I might come back at some point, but alas...
Naturally.
Actually, I must go back to my work.
Your next expedition...
Our brave researchers must continue to follow the track. In the meantime, here, take this as...
Thank you. I hope...